hate puppies.
It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What have we got here? Fucking comedian.
Really, I saw you over there on the phone. Did you even hear that last drop I put in there?
Yeah, I'm working on the better one.
Oh, okay, that's what you're doing. You're actually.
Bullshit from now on your private snowball. Do you like that name? Yes, sir. Well, there's one thing that you won't like, Private Snowball. They don't serve fried chicken and watermelon on a daily basis in my mess hall. Yes, sir.
John Wayne, is this me?
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant? Nobody, huh? The very fucking godmother said it. Outstanding. I will PT you all until you fucking die. I'll PT you until your asshole for sucking buttermilk. Was it you scroungy little fuck, huh? Sir, no, sir. You little piece of shit, you look like a fucking worm. I bet it was you. Sir, no, sir. Sir, I said it, sir.
Oh no! You don't tell R.Lee
No
Ermey
shit.
that it was
What have
you.
we got here? A fucking comedian, private joker. I admire your honesty. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister. You little scumbag.
Ah, good start there, really. I certainly appreciate you pulling that one off.
Man, I can't believe that dude died.
That's sad,
It's
dude.
horrible.
How old was R.Lee Ermey when he passed
74?
away?
74, I think they said.
And what finally got him? A private pile?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Dude, finally back from the dead takes him out.
Yeah, he got him in the movie. He got him
What
in
have
real
we
life.
got here? A fucking comedian.
Private
It's-
Joker.
It was a.
I listened to that full bit, which is like 6 minutes,
Yeah.
probably 3 times on the way over here today, or all just today in general.
If people out there haven't pieced it together, R.Lee Ermey is the sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, he
And-
died yesterday, I guess.
And many other things. And you're familiar with the story of how he got selected.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love that. I love that story. To me,
It's
that
the
makes
coolest.
him in that movie even that much better.
It does, for sure. So essentially, he was brought on as a consultant to consult the actor that was going to be the drill instructor.
Yeah.
And then Stanley Kubrick was like, fuck this. This guy's amazing. So he basically just let the camera roll and said, have at it,
Yeah.
R.Lee Ermey. And the result is what you've got. If you haven't seen that or you're not familiar with it, YouTube Full Metal Jacket. And just there's a few clips out there. The opening scene's amazing. And, if I haven't said this before, it's really – there's a lot of movies that try to do what boot camp is like.
Yeah.
But when you have actors doing it, it's just something about it is just phony. Like, you know what I mean? And that shit is legitimately just like that. The way he goes
not an
through,
actor.
Yeah, the way he goes through in the beginning and the whole time. If you listen to that whole thing, what he's really doing is coming up with nicknames for people.
Yeah.
He's just going a
Off
roundabout
the
way.
cuff,
That's
yeah.
right, off the cuff, and those nicknames stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the case in boot camp. I mean, like, nicknames only come from the drill instructor, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
There ever really nice nicknames? Like, oh, this
No.
guy's a hero?
No. Yeah, I mean, and it's the shit that they say. I mean, we're here cracking up, and it's like you're standing at the other end down the line just looking forward, trying not to laugh because he is lunching over there on some poor fucking soul, and you're like, holy fuck, I can't laugh at this shit.
I often ask people who have been in the military, if that's what it's like, and they
It's
all
absolutely
say,
like
they
that.
all say
Yeah.
it is.
I'll never forget one time this dude could not keep his fucking palms curled in onto his trouser seams, and the dude started getting on him because he said he jerks his brother off. That's why he couldn't do it. He's been years of
Like
jerking
his hands were
brother
cramped
off.
up from jerking.
Yeah. And then not just all right. And the best part about drill instructors is they remember that shit and they harp on it the whole time you're there. So they will be walking through a field 3 weeks later, and he's like, "Krakow, you got that goddamn your brother's palm again."
So you've obviously been around a lot of different drill instructors over your time there. Do they all have that quick wit about them?
Absolutely. They go through drill instructor training, and they're taught
But
how
you
to
can't
do
be
that.
taught that.
That's what
I
so-
mean, in my
No.
opinion,
Yeah,
you
your
can't
brain's
really-
got to fire correctly to do
Yeah.
it, but they do teach them certain ways to be and how to hone their skills a little bit better. But for
You
sure,
told me a story that your DI mispronounced your name the entire
oh,
boot
the whole time they called me Eli, and it was like fucking
That kills
Eli.
me for some reason.
Oh yeah, and then when I get there for graduation, my dad's there, and he's like, "Hey, John Ely." He's like, "Oh, Eli." I changed your son.
dad's
yeah,
ass. He's
that's
in your
right,
dad's
he
ass.
is. Yeah, I changed y'all's name. Is what he said. It's fucking killing me. They never stop.
Yes, sir.
I
mean,
don't know why every time I think or hear that,
Dude,
it kills me,
fucking
dude.
is horrible. And then all the typical, like, I think I told the story. I had to eat fucking power bars, a whole box of them and shit. It's fucking horrible,
because
man.
you got power bars sent to
In
you
the mail.
or something. Was that what it was?
Yeah, when I was allowed to get them. But the drill instructor that told me that I was allowed to get them wasn't there that night. The evil motherfuckers were there. They handed the mail out, and they were like, "Oh, good to go. Eli thinks he can get candy in the mail. Get on up here, Eli." Yeah, fucking horrible,
You just had to
dude.
just munch.
Mauling them. Yeah. 3/4 of the way through the box, I had this look on my face like I'm going to fucking jump out the window.
Haven't touched a power bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
since.
did it
probably.
mess you up
I
for
haven't.
power bars?
Never had
Yeah.
one. And then I got choked one night. I think I
Who
told that
sent it?
story
Who sent
too.
it to you? And did you tell them?
Mom or so. Yeah, I was allowed to. The seniors like you can get powdered Gatorade and power bars, and so we're like, cool. We write that shit home.
Yeah.
They
And
got
the
you.
fucking green belts
Pay the
give out.
price.
Yeah. Fucking
You better eat all
assholes.
this powdered Gatorade, bitch.
Yeah.
Sprinkling it on your fucking power bars.
Yeah. Get
But
this
yeah.
man a straw. He wants some Gatorade.
Yeah. But those motherfuckers, man, nothing like a Marine Corps drill instructor. There's nothing like them. They're fucking full of spit and fire, and the ones that are the tiniest are the most fucking fierce. Goddamn animals.
I've heard
man.
some of them are quiet too, and those are the fucking
Oh yeah.
the quiet ones are bad too.
Is that a trait with drill instructors across the other parts of the military, like the Army and Air Force? Have you talked to any of those guys? And they're
Yeah, I
like,
mean they all do very similar things.
But so that is
same techniques, the whole breaking you down. But the Marine Corps just has a reputation for being much more ruthless, essentially.
do you think R.Lee Ermey had anything to do with that, or was that always
No.
a known
It's
fact
been
in that
R.Lee
branch?
Ermey was doing what R.Lee Ermey did
Was not
what
special.
he did to
Yeah.
recruits his
Well,
whole fucking career.
it's what happened to him.
Yes.
While he was in boot camp.
And I can tell you, going fucking 20 years after that movie, it was fucking identical.
I believe it. That's awesome.
The same exact shit.
I remember seeing that movie as a way too young Troy.
Yeah.
Like way too young.
This is roller skating DJ
Yeah.
Troy.
That's
Well,
right.
well before then. And then thinking, why would anyone sign up for
want
that?
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a special kind of person to
For sure.
to be like, yeah, I'm cool with that guy getting in my face and just going after me like that.
Yeah. I had an advantage. I had already pledged a fraternity beforehand,
So you
which is somewhat, it's not the same by any means, but at the same time, you still have people yelling at you and doing
Yeah.
fucked up shit.
Calling you names.
Yeah, you're being a bitch for a little while. So I kind of had that going. I was a little bit older than everybody, too. So they fucked with me because I was older. I took charge and I led. And so they tend to fuck with the people that do that. Like they
Yeah.
move me up front closest
That's
to
the same
them.
thing with pledging. Yeah.
Yeah.
God forbid you look like a leader.
Right. Like the fucking company commander put a Snickers in my backpack one time, and like that. Fuck
And
with
then
me.
found your Snickers.
Yeah,
And
then they
yeah.
they find it and wear my ass out for having it, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't put that shit in there. Yeah, it's horrible. My camis would be soaking wet every night. Like you had to fold your camis perfectly every fucking night on your footlocker. Except for me. I was the only person that was allowed to not. They're like, Eli, your shit's so sweaty, you hang that shit on a rack, let that shit dry out. It's fucking horrible.
You did
man.
come back from boot camp about half the man.
Yeah, I lost
physically.
like 50 pounds in boot camp.
It was insane. I remember you came back. I was like, oh my God, he lost 7 years.
That is crazy.
You get out of there and you're a fucking chiseled ass warrior for sure.
You're a machine. They
Yeah.
know. I mean,
And legitimately, you believe that blood makes the grass grow, and I'm here
Yeah.
to fucking
Spill
it. I'm just like what he says. I'm providing bodies fucking to heaven. That's what I'm
Yeah.
here to do. God damn it. You know what I mean? Every Marine is a rifleman first and foremost. That shit is legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. and I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I do.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Like just hearing you say it, I'm like, I suck as a man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I tell you, that's one thing, like, and I see it with all the branches of the military, but I get it, like, with Marines. Like, you see that old Marine, my dad's one, he still rocks it's busted as shit. It's an
Yeah.
ugly hat, but it's one of those, it's a hat that says Marines. I'm like, you're damn right I'd wear that thing.
That's right. They were a salty badass at one point.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. That's like, they hang their hat on every Marine's a rifleman. There's the Chosen Reservoir is a battle where cooks and everybody had to go pick up their rifle. And that's why a lot of services aren't like that. If you have a certain job, if you're a cook or you're something in every service, you don't have to be able to be a marksman at a certain level, whereas the Marine Corps don't fuck around like that.
Yeah.
Every single one of you motherfuckers is going to be able to use iron sights and hit this motherfucking thing at 500 yards all day long. So you're prepared to make the grass grow.
there you go. Wherever in the world
Yeah.
the
And
grass needs
historically,
growing.
the Marines are the ones who they send in first in the shit, right?
Yeah, they're the only branch that the president has authority to send himself somewhere. They tend to be the ones that go in first. We get jokes like we make fun of the fucking Navy all the time.
Yeah.
They call us bullet sponges, and we thank them for the rides to the fight. You know what I mean?
I heard a Navy joke once. They said, "You know what Marine stands for?" I was like, "No," and they're like, "My ass rides in Navy equipment."
Yeah. That's like there was a little kid with his father at the war memorial, and the little kid went into the bathroom, and he went to stand in the urinal, and there was a guy next to him, and this guy kept looking at him, and this little kid's fucking like 15. He's like, "Hey, kid, man, suck my dick." And the kid's like, "Oh, I'm not in the Navy, sir. I'm just here to..."
Marine jokes. Well,
Exactly.
We just lost the Navy
Right.
contingent. So
Oh, there's or the
I was
one
gonna say, do they all pick on a different one, or they're like, I guess
No, they all
Marine and
get
Navy goes back and forth.
there's love deep down, but it's
Yeah.
just one of those things where you got to do. There's another one where it's like, I don't know, but he punched me in the face, grabbed my beer, jumped out the window, and yelled "hoorah" on his way out. Shit like that. They're awesome. I love them.
Because I've heard like Air Force like boot camps like the weakest.
We call them chair force. Yeah.
I can tell you when I was in high school, they never mentioned any of this shit because I remember
Yeah.
going to the Marine recruiting office because
Oh, a whole different world there.
because
Oh, yeah.
I was like if I'm going to join, I want to be a Marine,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I really wasn't going to go to college because I knew I wasn't going to make it. Like I was
Yeah.
just too just dumb and naive, and I just knew I was a loose cannon. And so I was like, well, the Marines would be good. And like, I remember I took the test and they were like, oh boy, you are one of us. Like, yes, you are very good. Like, please,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Because I got like good scores and they were like, we need some of that. And at the time I was like, the only one was Marines. Well, by the time I got out of college, I realized the only one for me was Air Force. Cause that was like the easiest. Like I learned over time. I was like, okay, that one's easy. You go in as an officer. Like it seemed like
there's a lot of badasses in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
We like to poke fun at everybody, but
That's
They
the
got-
Air Force wouldn't allow me because I was colorblind.
Yeah.
So they're like, you can come in, but you can't fly. And I'm like, then what the fuck is the point of the
Yeah.
Air Force? But the Marines were like, oh, you can't see real good. That's fine.
Yeah.
Come on
There's another
in.
big difference in the money that's spent. So I think Marine Corps, at least years ago when I was there, it was like they got every penny on the dollar that was spent on defense. So we had all the barracks from like the 60s where it
Yeah.
was known that if you went on like a fucking Navy base, let alone an Air Force base, you had amazing chow halls, amazing barracks that were like hotels with credit card keys. It was just like a
Really?
whole other world where we're
Yeah.
clunking by and, the old grimy shit because, we're there to fuck people up and roll on.
Kick
We
ass
don't, we
and
don't
take
need
names.
fancy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So no bidets?
No bidets.
Now that I think about it, my dad was a Marine and then went into the Air Guard.
That happens frequently.
Yeah.
Very often.
And he never pushed me to be a Marine. I think he saw something in me or not in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was like destined to have me go into the Air Guard
Yeah.
because he said it would be better for college and all that
It
stuff.
absolutely is.
But that's what I learned later.
Yeah.
That's a better path in a lot of respects. Whereas
Yeah.
So I knew
in my mind, I wanted to be a Marine, though.
Yeah.
And he knew the recruitment guy, and actually I knew him because his daughter went to school with me, and I was like this close to getting into it. And last minute, I just was like, I couldn't make it through the Air Force boot camp. Are you crazy?
I got this mixtape I'm trying to play
Yeah.
tonight at the rink. Got big plans.
And then like I wanted to be a pilot, and then I kept hearing from Navy people saying, "Well, if you're
The real
told
pilots
wrong.
are here.
Yeah, the Navy is where the pilots should go,
Yeah.
not the Air Force.
Right.
I'm like, hold on, what? I'm confused now.
Yeah, the Army has like 80% of all aircraft or something like that in the
Yeah.
entire fleet.
So what the
People don't
hell does
think-
the Air Force have? They got the
All kinds of
Navy
badass
has
shit.
planes. The Army has 80% of the planes. So that means the Air Force has what 10% of the planes
something
or something
like that? I don't know, but they have all
That's
the badass
ludicrous.
shit.
Yeah.
So their planes are just better. It's like
Yeah.
over here is like here's the Ford Taurus of our air fleet.
Right.
That's what the Army
Yeah.
has, and then you get the Ferraris.
Yeah, so I'd throw a couple pieces of advice to anyone either thinking about going or if you have a kid that's thinking about going, make sure you have your MOS in writing somewhere. I've seen many. I was in MCT.
Excuse my ignorance. What's an MOS?
Your job. So
Okay.
military occupation. So some people go to the recruiter and they'd be like, I'm going to go and be a aircraft engineer. And my recruiter signed me up and they'd get to I saw this firsthand. It'd be an MCT. So you go to boot camp and then you go to combat training. And then combat training, they send you off to your schools. You go, you're going to fucking California to learn this. I had motherfuckers that were like, oh, Smith, you're going to gunner school. He's like, gunner school? I signed up to be aircraft man.
Yeah.
And he didn't have that shit in writing or something
Oh,
happened
they
where
flipped it.
They basically sent his ass to be infantry or something like that. And so I would say make sure you have your MOS locked in. If you know anybody that's been in for fucking 8, 10, 12 years and they're talking about getting out, smack them in the fucking mouth.
Yeah. Once you
Because-
get in there that long.
Yeah, you're going to get a retirement check.
Yeah.
This whole, I got out because I had this illusion that outside world was so much better and, fuck this, people telling you what to do. It's just like any other job.
Yeah.
You get
Of
a
course.
retirement check if you just stick it through to 20 years.
That is a major difference
yeah.
right there. Yeah, you don't get that kind of pension. And Troy at least works government work, and
Yep.
that allows him to have, something to look forward to in the pension. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna work till I'm old. The good news is I don't know that I'll ever make it to old.
Yeah.
So should work out just fine.
And the reservist thing is a cool gig because you can develop
Yes.
your career and your school while you're in the military. A lot of people that go in full time, they come out and they got no idea what to do with themselves, or so it's a good way to stay in, get those retirement benefits.
I don't know if we
and
talked
learn.
about it, but I know it's something I regret not doing, and I think as a whole, I think it hurts.
I think most men
I think it hurts.
have some regret
I
about
think
that.
I think we as a country would be better served if everyone did serve a couple years. I
Oh,
don't
I
know what
agree.
I don't know what the magic number is.
Yeah.
But
what
even
do they
if I-
do in Israel? What's the you have to serve a
Yeah.
couple years,
I
like
think,
every single
2 or 4 years or something like that. But even if you only went through boot camp, like
That's
you would
what I
come
was
out
gonna
better.
say, yeah.
Like you would,
makes you a better person for
Yeah.
sure.
That's
And
what
or
R.Lee
some
Ermey said.
version of it.
makes
I
you
mean,
a better person, and even when you're older and you're out, you can look back at when you were that way. So if I'm having trouble going to the gym for a month, you know what I mean? I can recall myself back and be like, hey, dude, you were
Yeah.
chiseled ass, disciplined motherfucker. You're not,
Yeah.
You're
don't be
capable of
weak. You
this.
can knock this
Yeah,
shit
you're
out.
not
yeah,
some bench
exactly.
warmer.
Right.
You're a man.
Whereas if you've been Charmin soft your whole life,
it's very
you're gonna
difficult
continue
to.
that way.
Yeah, of course, of course.
so that's a lot on the military. But
because we
rest in
lost a
peace,
good
R.Lee
one.
Ermey, the fucking man, dude.
He was the man.
Yeah.
And he turned out to be a great actor and had a lot of great roles and some comedic ones. Like
He did.
I mean,
oh,
that's
dude, when he
Saving
was the
Silverman?
football coach in Saving Silverman. Killer. I love that, dude. Yeah. You kill her yet?
Yeah, he was a special kind of dude
For sure.
who had no intentions of ever becoming the guy that he did become.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, he was a consultant because they just wanted some reality there.
Yep.
So they brought him in and then realized why send an actor
Did he
in
win
to
an
do a
award
Marines
for that?
job.
I don't know.
He should have
honestly.
won an
Yeah, he
award for
should've.
that. Like, I know he technically wasn't acting, but that was
He
I
won
mean,
the award of he got paid for the rest of his life and was the most famous Marine drill instructor
For sure.
by a long shot. I mean, when he died, like, all right, Reddit is mostly it's mostly built up of dorks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's in there. And you should have seen it. I mean, as soon as he died, the top 10 posts for the day were all just stories about R.Lee
Really?
Ermey and different things, and I was just like, everybody respects this guy.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Did you hear him on Corolla a few years back? Because he was on this podcast and he had he was an old school guy. He was married to some Asian woman
you
who
met
ran a
overseas.
brothel or something.
Yeah, I did hear
It
that
was
actually.
crazy as hell, dude. And he
Yeah.
was like, speaking in his microphone, not checking anything.
No.
Just laying it all out
That's
there.
right.
And even Corolla was like, what is this guy talking
Right.
about?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It's how it's done. I love it.
Yeah. There's,
Great man.
He'll be missed. He'll be missed. Things just got less funny.
Well, the good thing is you got it on film. You can go back
Yeah,
and watch it.
go
You can-
YouTube. Like I said, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it or need a refresher, go YouTube Full Metal Jacket and watch some of those
That movie's always
Gunnery Sergeant Hartman scenes.
that movie's always gotten me because it's like two movies.
It is. How many times have you watched it
Yes.
and not gone past, like,
Yeah.
you're like, the boot camp part's over. I'm
The
turning
boot
this
camp
fucker
part
off.
is
a
great
There's a
movie.
lot that goes on afterwards. That's
Yeah.
the whole Tubuku and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
When they go
But when you
overseas.
think of Full Metal Jacket, you think of that first movie.
Yep, that first half.
Absolutely.
That's what everybody thinks of. And they could have done a good job with that, essentially.
Yeah, basically Hartman and Pyle meet their maker and the
Yeah.
movie's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But then, nope. A whole other
other
movie.
half, yeah.
And I remember seeing the beating scene he got with those bars of soap, and I was like, "Is that real? That can't be real. That doesn't really happen."
Everybody knows now how to do that.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
How to beat someone and not leave
Yeah,
bruises.
how many high school kids took an ass beating
Right.
after that? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, you learn a lot from the movies.
and it didn't look like during that scene there was a way of really fake. I mean, they were faking it on some level.
Yeah.
But whatever they held him down and beat the shit out of him with, it couldn't have felt nice.
No, and I don't say they encourage shit like that.
They encourage
Policing.
the
Yeah.
people. Yes,
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
policed
Policing, yeah.
by your peers.
They do. Absolutely.
yeah, that's why
It
they
makes you better
Which is
as
why
a team.
when I tell people, there's people that you talk to that haven't been, they're like, they wouldn't make me do that. I'd laugh at them.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
no way. I'm
maybe
like,
they won't.
Right.
But when they
sure
make
you would.
everybody suffer for
Yeah.
your moves,
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
they're
instantly
gonna
be
make
doing
you
it.
do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're-
people who haven't been in the military or a fraternity. Because
Yeah.
that's basically what a fraternity was too. It's
Yeah, you want your pledge
Like-
class to police.
you go
Exactly.
because that's the way to get through to a guy. You're like, hey, you sit over here and drink with us, buddy. Watch these guys do some push-ups.
Yeah.
You
And
fucked up. Come
you-
over here. I'm gonna haze the shit out of your friends.
You feel like a complete piece of
And literally,
shit.
they do it every single time. It's like, y'all are going to push until fucking Eli gets that form right.
Yeah.
Get that butt off the ground, boy.
Yeah, nothing makes you try harder than when you're screwing your
you're
fellow
gassed
man.
and you're done. They just make them keep
I had
pushing.
my helmet
until,
fall off during recruit school,
Really?
and we did so many push-ups just
Oh,
for my
God.
helmet fall. Everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I'm sure, I think it's like this in the military. Like, the instructors do it too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all just, you taking the brunt of it, because it's a whole team building exercise too.
Yeah,
I mean,
no. They didn't do that shit. They just were there to wear a hole in your ass. Then they go make you do it in the sand pit, so you get all sweaty in the sand pit and nasty as fuck.
dude, I watched the Navy SEALs documentary once about that.
that's a
and,
really
like,
good one.
all those dudes did, they put them in the water and made them corn dog in the sand and then
Yeah.
back in the water and sand. And it just sounds like, even if you didn't have to do anything physical after that, if that's all you did all day,
Exactly.
you would be beat
Yeah.
and broken. And then, of course, they're running and doing all the other stuff, push-ups.
Yeah,
And
Marine boot camp was crazy, but SEAL training, man, is next level.
yeah.
I could only imagine.
Yeah.
But you've already been broken by that. You've already been through basic. You've been to other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you're going somewhere
Right,
else to
exactly.
a whole nother level.
Right.
Where R.Lee Ermey's like, don't go over there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When most of them quit, I mean, they push you to the brink. Like, they push you so far that they were expecting majority of people to quit.
Well, they want you to. Yeah. They
Yeah.
need to get. They
Yeah.
need that cream to
You're
rise
talking
to
about
the top.
SEAL training.
Yeah.
I was going to ask what the dropout rate in, like, for boot camp. They don't want you to quit.
Yeah.
Still
boot camp was
probably
rough, man.
10%, right? 20%.
There's a
I
good
guess?
amount. There's a lot of medical holdbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget. I had a dude in boot camp with me. This fucking asshole. Like, I'd say 2 weeks before our graduation, he starts complaining that his back hurts. And I was like, motherfucker, Wirtz, because I remember his name. I was like, Wirtz, you need to shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
roll through here.
Yeah.
He
2
sho-
more weeks.
He showed up in Pensacola from boot camp 6 months after I'd been there. That's how long he stayed at Parris Island.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Until he
Showed the
completed
fuck
it?
up. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, you just get the fuck out of Parris Island? He's like, yeah,
Damn.
they're a medical hold, man.
That's
I got
worse.
even another funny story. I
That's
ran into a
far worse.
That's worse.
Oh, it's horrible.
than
Yeah.
2 weeks.
That's
6
what I told him.
months?
That's what I'm saying.
In that shithole?
Yes. So
Dude.
smart people just bite, grin down, and bear it.
Because Parris Island is hotter than fuck.
Fuck yeah, and you're essentially in recruit training. You need to get the fuck out of there as
Yeah.
fast as possible. You go somewhere else into a school, they treat you a little bit better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Of course.
Right.
You're a man now.
Yeah.
So
Get some respect.
I am. I I just got to Parris Island. We're doing all the inboring. They shave your head. They do all that shit. They're doing that stuff where they sit you in the classroom and they're like, now's the time. If you've ever done anything you haven't mentioned on your forms, like it's called like the last chance, It's really a scam. You raise your hand, you get the fuck out of there. But I'm sitting in there.
What are they expecting to hear?
Like people to say I was
I
arrested
murdered a hobo or
and never said anything, or I did tons of drugs and never said anything.
Would they boot you if
And
you
then I
did that?
poured the vomit all over everyone in the theater.
So we're sitting there, and of course they teach you, you have to look forward. You can't talk to nobody. Your arms are perfect, like a 45-degree angle. Your legs are together. I look over to my left. One of my really close friends from high school is sitting over on the fucking corner.
Nice.
Not in my group. He's just sitting in the same room in fucking Parris Island. No clue that he was there.
Yeah.
Totally random. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see me, but I'm looking with my eyes, like, not
Yeah,
trying to look
yeah.
over. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here, bro?
Are you talking to him?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but
Yeah.
he sees me, and he ended up being on medical hold, too. He was in boot camp. I didn't even know that he was there.
Yeah.
But he ended up getting out on a medical hold. He hurt himself and never became a Marine, but he went to boot camp for a little while, which, that stings for people that go through that. Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, to
It
not
is.
make it through has got to be the
Yeah.
worst.
Visited Parris Island, and
Yeah.
All I got was this lousy T-shirt.
that's right, yeah.
Oh, Parris Island? No, I just summer there.
Yeah.
It's great. I
Exactly.
love it there. I just love
Yeah.
mosquitoes.
They're
Yeah.
the best. Saying please.
Humidity is like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's brutal.
Brutal. Hey,
Good stuff.
How's your last week as a bud man been?
Fucking awesome. I feel stronger.
I mean, you
Speaking
got
of
it.
getting back to being a boot
Yeah,
camp.
I was gonna say,
I'm
you
back
got
in
it
the-
all going
Being
on.
Yeah.
a Marine.
Bud man,
Bud man.
That's right.
Marine. You're
They got
a-
Bud on tap in Marine Corps chow halls. I didn't
That's
tell you
right.
that.
Of course they
Yeah.
do. So I spent
Coors Light and Air Force.
I'm a Coors Light guy. That's it.
so I definitely spent the last week
Yeah.
embracing my inner bud
I
man.
figured you would.
I'm trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Have
Walk
you
with
ever,
your chest a little out, a little
Yeah.
bit more.
a little bit.
Yeah.
He does look taller.
Right.
My penis grew 2 inches. It's very
Finally?
Finally,
Yeah.
yeah. So we got
That thing's been dormant for a year or two.
yeah. So we got 3 inches down there. That's not true.
I just been dormant. Like,
Yep. Had to.
I don't know. I can't hold that. I can't say that with a straight face. But I did notice. I was spending a lot of
Can't
time
say
with.
anything with a straight face.
I've been. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, get
I
it.
get it. I've been spending a lot of time with some
'Cause it's a-
Budweisers. Oh, you're gonna
Gay
finish.
face?
There it is. There it is. There.
Or as Brendan calls it, a face.
That's right. My face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You leave Fiona and I out of this. But I noticed they say something on the side of the Budweiser can that this has got to be dubious at best. And like I said, I've been spending a lot of time with Budweiser cans.
Yeah, you are.
This is what is written on the side of the can. This is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no brand produced by any other brewer which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging process produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you will find at no other beer at any price. Prominently displayed right across the top in the red label, in like the red ribbon. How the hell can they claim that process is the most expensive process? I mean, what are they doing in that Beechwood aging process?
That can't be true, right?
They know of no other beer that costs that much to produce. I mean, can that be real?
Saying that doesn't mean that that's false. They just think they don't know about it. That's brilliant wording. Is all it
No,
is.
and that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you
how-
know
what's-
there's some legalese in there.
What's
We don't
the
know anything of it. Well,
Yeah.
we've got a mongoloid searching
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
So far,
3
he
seconds
hasn't
later.
found it.
He doesn't know how to type. He hasn't found any other beers.
Yeah, there's a lot of cat videos
Yeah.
going on, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
But we still don't know of any others.
Yeah, we
could
we
that
don't
be
know.
a
Legitimately.
claim? Could that be a claim to the fact that there's more Budweiser produced than
That's what I was
going
gonna say. Like
So it's
overall,
just them saying it's our badass fucking beer that y'all know about.
maybe they're on the intranet.
Ooh.
They're just looking around
It's
the
just
Budweiser.
They're like, yep, Bud Light, not as much.
Yeah.
Bush, not as
That's
much.
right.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Budweiser's
Yeah.
the most expensive
I
one.
can't even find a Corona page over here. It's
Right.
weird.
Dude, I have been reflecting on what happened last week all week because it really blew my mind. I am not a Bud guy. Like, deep down, I don't know that I'm still a Bud guy, but it's the same thing that happened when I got the damn Yeti cooler and I wanted an Arctic.
Yeah.
It's like once I knew
You are into
We'll
the
just
labels.
we'll just get your wife to pour all Bud into your Coors bottles and reseal them?
I wouldn't. I would know the difference. I know now.
Okay.
When you take it all
I think
off,
it's the bottle, though, that you need.
the bottle I love. If they would put Budweiser's in the little short stubby bottles.
No, I'm saying you need the one that says Coors because you believe yourself to be a Coors person.
But I'm not now. I know 100% that test, there was no two ways about it. That was the best tasting beer in this room.
I agree. The last three, the final three, it was
Really
it was
put it
head
over
and
the
shoulders
top.
above for me.
It was light years
And
different.
you had to take a fucking 2 minutes to find a difference between Hams and Coors.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. But it was so easy to identify the Bud because I would have a sip and go, light years better than
Yes.
everything else. Now let me try to figure out what these other
Right.
beers are. I stand by the fact Budweiser.
If it wasn't for that world-renowned gag reflex, you wouldn't have never known.
I would have never
No.
known. No, thanks, Ely. Is it Eli?
Maybe it's North American known, not world-renowned.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was that. I mean, I could taste a difference, but I thought the Coors was just as good.
To me now, I will not buy Coors full flavor before I buy Budweiser now. And I've always been. I just know.
Well, now, is there something to the fact that you're now lumped in with other Bud fans? Does that make sense?
That's part of what I wanted to get at.
Okay.
The reason I don't think I've ever been
You practicing that?
Oh, Turtle Man. He drinks Budweiser.
Yeah, he does.
You realize how susceptible you are to advertising. When you go through it,
you
go through something
You like
that.
labels. You are the guy. You reference
Absolutely.
Yeti. You're
Yes.
proud. You're a proud Irishman. Like if you're into
But a
something,
Bud Guy's not a good label.
no, it's not.
But it was. That.
But you
opened
like
my
labels.
eyes. I guess I do. It opened my eyes, man. That beer is that much better. And all week, my wife is so sick and tired of me going, Beechwood Aging really does produce the smoothest beer in the world.
He so is doing that.
You know,
Guarantee
all
it,
the
too.
time.
This
Yeah.
is not a bit.
No.
That's what he's
Not
saying
at
around
all.
the house.
Troy came over here Friday night. I was drinking a 16-ounce Budweiser.
Yeah, he was.
And my wife has seen me walking around in the house drinking fucking Budweiser, just preaching about damn Beechwood Aging, finest beer in the world. It's and I've been parroting.
And you wonder why
know
people
what
hate
costs, fuck those.
Yeah.
I don't care about those people. And I keep being like, you know what's really expensive? The Beechwood Aging process. She's got to be so.
So then
sick
why are
and
you
tired
pretending
of
to
this.
not know about Beechwood Aging? What is it?
I don't know. My guess. This is my guess. I have not done the
So you've been
research.
floating around the house talking about Beechwood Aging. You have no idea?
No idea. No idea. And
I
I've
can
been,
hear him now like,
Nice.
nothing like working all day and getting a
Just
cold
say it.
Beechwood Age Budweiser out of my Yeti.
Just say it. Beechwood.
Beechwood.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I was preaching it at a bar on Saturday
Is that beer
night.
Beechwood Aged?
It's like
I don't buy them.
it's not very smooth. There's
Guarantee
no.
he doesn't buy beers now that aren't Beechwood Aged.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
only want Beechwood
That's
aged beers. It is by far the most expensive and best process that you can put a beer through because it takes a turd like Budweiser and makes it smoother than every other
Yeah.
beer I tasted. I feel like what it must be is like charcoal filtration. Maybe
Yeah.
they make charcoal out of the beechwood and then like strain it through because that would filter it and
Maybe.
make it smoother and less American lagery.
But do we think Budweiser's actually the smoothest beer? I feel like that's not.
Of the beers we drank, yes,
But
I do.
I agree too.
But then why isn't it universally known as such?
It's the smoothest, most
It says it on the
drinkable
can,
beer
but
in the world.
do you hear that from other people?
No, what I always hear is it gives me a headache. And every time I bring up my newfound affinity for Budweiser, this stuff gives me a headache.
Do you think that is a learned thing?
I believe
Because
it must be.
because I have said those words.
But it's the same thing with like gerbils in Richard Gere's ass.
That happened.
It didn't happen.
That was Lemmy Winks.
It was not.
Yeah, it was. I saw the documentary.
Yeah.
That
With
was
the coal,
South Park.
The coal miner helmet on. Everybody knows that.
So I don't know. One thing I did notice, though, one of the things that I have discovered with it is after I drink a few Budweisers, it does something inside that I don't feel like I want another Budweiser
Oh, really?
after a little while. So
So it's not. You're pointing at your esophagus.
yeah, there's something in my chest that
Uh-huh.
screams, "Hey, are you having a third Budweiser?"
knock it off.
I don't know what that is. And this is really open.
Maybe your body's not like prepped for all the Beechwood aging.
Maybe there's something to the.
Let's just call it BWA.
Oh, did you have some research for us?
So our friends at Anheuser-Busch have long told us that their flagship brand Budweiser is Beechwood aged. But
Yes.
what exactly does that mean to us, right?
It's a good question.
Yeah, well,
Let's
they
add-
do
Brendan will finish this.
Beechwood chips in their lagering process. The purpose is not to add any Beechwood flavor. In fact, they boil the chips before they add them to their aging tanks to remove any oils or resins.
So that steeps all that flavor off of it.
The
Okay.
purpose of the
Out
chips
of it.
is to increase surface area on the bottom of their tanks where the chips settle. Suspended yeast in the
Interesting.
beer will then settle onto this arrangement of Beechwood chips, allowing more yeast cells to be in contact with beer during aging.
Interesting.
Did that answer the question?
Apparently more yeast, there's more flavor.
Okay.
So that's the way of getting more yeast.
Well, and
to
the
develop.
yeast eats away at the sugar to produce the alcohol that's in a beer.
Yeah.
Maybe by giving the yeast a better surface area to eat more of that sugar, it creates a smoothness.
It's more surface area, so it's for more yeast from what I was gathering.
Yeah, or at least allows you to use the yeast more efficiently.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
I could go on if you'd like, but
No, I mean that at least tells me something. But I realized how victim I have been to advertising because I started watching. I'm like watching TV and I'm seeing all these ads and I'm like, yeah, I like how Coors does it. I think
Yeah.
I just like
Yeah.
what they do.
yeah,
and
the
for some
cool ass
reason,
cold train, the mountains with the fucking clouds
turn blue
rolling
and
over 'em.
shit.
but that's
Yeah.
Coors Light. And I'm
you're
trying
right.
to. So here's what I.
Sam Elliott.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've decided that what I'm switching over to Budweiser. I'm going to
Really?
I'm going to let
Full
my
on.
not on light beers. I'm holding
Yeah, I'm
out
saying full flavor.
full flavor. I'm a Bud guy. I've decided it's official because I don't drink but so many like full flavor Coors when in a setting anyway before I switch to something else.
Yeah.
How many Budweisers do you have
Something
in the
else?
house right now?
I've drank every Budweiser in the house. Unfortunately, I'm all out of Budweiser
Okay.
at the moment, which it made me nervous to do a show tonight. In fact, I have no beer in front of me at the moment because
Yeah, you're doing it wrong.
why? Well, why drink if you can't have a Budweiser?
Good point. It's a great point.
So to my question, you're now lumped in with the
I'm gonna go Bud. I'm going full Bud.
yeah. So are you prepared to be a full Bud guy
Yes.
and all of the extracurricular activities and
Yeah.
clothing that goes along with that?
I will
So
no
you're-
longer wear sleeves.
And you're pro domestic violence.
Okay. Legitimately.
I'm not pro domestic violence.
You
Budweiser,
just said you're a Bud guy.
Right.
that's
Come
a
on.
Bud Light thing.
I don't know about that.
That is a Bud Light thing.
I think Bud Light means just like open hand.
Yeah.
But like Budweiser's like closed.
Right.
I-
They deserve it.
I am not. I am not buying into any of this. Budweiser is a smooth ass beer. I
You're
just,
getting a T-top Camaro?
dude. Now we're dancing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
Please put
And
a
an
Budweiser sticker on the Miata.
Oversized belt buckle?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, you would send people would wreck. They'd be like,
They
that
would.
can't be
Or
they get lightheaded.
yeah, black hole would open up or something.
I'm gonna get-
right on Robius. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "What is this?
Yeah.
These two things don't add up."
Yeah.
It gets vandalized, but like
Now I'm
just with,
definitely
like,
gonna get a Budweiser shirt. Like I'm gonna get a shirt.
Just one?
Well, you got to start with one.
Yeah, that's true.
Tank
Is it gonna
top.
be pre-owned?
I think I want it to be pre-owned. I was thinking I don't want to invest a lot of money in my newfound Bud affinity.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe like consignment shop.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
slightly used tank top.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no pit
No
stains.
pit stains. Yeah. Win-win. Yeah.
There's a stain down here on the belly. I don't know what that is, but it's all good.
Is it going to be like a racing shirt, like a Earnhardt?
Maybe.
Okay.
But then I started thinking back to like my childhood, and like Harry Carey was a Bud guy.
Nice.
And he always was promoting Bud, and like the Cubs games always had Budweiser everywhere, and it's like,
Yeah.
I
that sounds
wonder
right.
how it
Yeah, he's
happened.
justifying
Yeah,
it now.
exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I just wonder how it happened.
That's right.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. Where was Bud in my life so I
Yeah.
could make this work?
Yeah.
Oh no! Now I
Yeah.
have stories.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure
No,
you do.
I've
I
got-
do remember.
Yeah, I've got all these like retrofitted stories
Yeah,
that I've
you
already
do.
just to change how I came up. Be like, no, I really started back when Harry Carey was
Yeah.
announcing
Yeah.
games, and I would see him drink the Budweiser. Plus, you get the Bud fan cam these days during Cubs games,
Yep.
and that's really the best time
Yeah.
to see all the hot girls in the crowd.
point.
So, I've always been a Bud guy.
Does it make you tip your cap to Bud Light now?
No, because I don't. Well,
It's not
I
like,
think I
Hear
don't.
you,
like,
buddy.
You
I'm
gotta
not
be
drinking
careful.
No,
But I
so
hear
I
you.
had a conversation the other night with Jason, and I was telling him I'm willing to convert on the full flavor
But
because
you can't go talking trash about your
no,
brethren.
now I'm nervous. But
Oh.
So we're doing a light challenge sometime?
it has to happen now because.
Yeah.
But even if I've already decided, even if Bud Light wins, I'm not doing it. I'm not committing. I'm not a Bud Light guy.
Who are we getting to help us out with the light beer challenge?
We got a calculator
can-
for Lee.
I can only trust one person to do it right.
Anyone but Lee.
That's why I want to bring Lee back.
Yeah.
I'm bringing him back in. That graph paper, he was.
Yeah.
Pretty sure my
That graph
6-year-old
paper
could
means something.
figure it out a little
There's-
better than that.
He couldn't possibly. You got to give him a second chance.
There's something to the graph.
A redeeming chance.
The redeeming
Yeah.
chance. And then if he doesn't get that right,
Why do I feel like it's going to end in Dumb and Dumber? When it's like, just when I thought you can't go and do something
Yeah.
any dumber,
That's right.
you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
There's a town 2 miles that way.
oh no, later this summer
Her name
we'll have
starts with
to.
S. I
We'll
think
have
it's
to
on the
give it a
briefcase.
shot.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Yeah, later this summer we'll have to do the light beer challenge. But
Yeah.
I refuse to convert. If Coors Light doesn't win, I'm still going to be a Coors Light guy.
Really?
Yeah, I can't be a Bud Light
I
guy.
feel like Bud Light winning, like your stars would align.
You know what? We'll see where the chips fall.
How could you
Yeah.
not follow the Bud? If Bud Light won, how could you not? Like,
Yeah.
you would just be lying to yourself.
You would.
Maybe you're right.
I
Maybe
think
you have
you're
a point.
doing enough lying to yourself to not convert to Bud Light.
I've already stopped the lie that was revealed last week about myself. But there is something to be said for I don't like after about 3 Budweisers. I like want something else. I don't get that feeling.
Might just be you just don't drink a lot of full flavor beers, so you don't want to drink 8 full flavor beers.
Or maybe there's just a learning curve here, and I'm just like I'm
That's
in.
it.
I'm
Keep
in.
forcing them down.
I'm
You're
in
in a-
Bud
yeah.
boot camp.
That's
you know? I'm
exact-
That's right.
like, I need R.Lee Ermey to come in here and be like, "What have we got here?
Yeah.
yeah.
Drink another Budweiser."
Right.
I don't think he'll be making it.
Oh, I get it.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
That's right.
Now it was an eye-opening experience. I'm all in, and I realized I had fallen victim to advertising, probably peer pressure of some point. You know, like your friends are all drinking one thing, but I felt like when I first started drinking, everyone was drinking. Well, I drank a lot of Red Dog
Yeah.
back then,
Southpaw.
stuff like that. Yeah, like the
A
cheap
lot
stuff.
of Red Dog?
Yeah,
Really?
Oh yeah.
I remember that
It was
was
super cheap.
it was a dirt cheap beer.
Yeah, I remember there was other cheap beers, I feel like.
But when it came to time for like all my friends to drink light beers, like later in life, I felt like Miller Lite was the one everyone was drinking, and I just was like, "Nah, I'm a Coors Light guy." And
Yeah.
I just always stuck with it. But now I question, where did any of these loyalties come from, and are they based on flavor?
Marketing.
Because
Yes, it's
obviously
marketing, yeah.
on this side of the coin,
You work in marketing, you know better.
sometimes you think that you're so close to something that you wouldn't be a victim
You wouldn't fall
of
victim
that.
to it, yeah.
And
Makes sense.
clearly I fell victim to it. So I've spent a week being a Bud guy. I'm staying a Bud guy. Beechwood aging.
I fell victim to
Greatest
the
process ever.
I think everyone did. And,
Hams?
yeah. And maybe it's true or not true. Maybe they figure something out. But I remember like bottle beer. It was like, oh, why drink out of a can? Bottle beer is so much better. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. And that's why like I would buy the cheap Southpaw or Red Dog
'Cause you got it in a bottle. Yeah.
as opposed to the cans of Coors Light. Now
Which now the
everyone
brewers
is,
are going back.
Yeah.
Because your beer doesn't skunk.
so they figure it out or what?
yeah, they figured it out. Because that's what they say. That's why Budweiser's because Budweiser's probably the best example of a bottled beer that's perfect. It comes in a brown bottle because no light.
Yeah,
gets
that's
through.
the only one that comes in a round bottle. You're right.
Well, they started it. They started it. They were the first ones to do it.
Yeah, they
Finders
did.
keepers.
That's right.
People don't realize that Budweiser's been the best forever.
yeah.
I've known it. I've known.
USA.
Thank you, Troy.
USA.
You get it. Speaking of beers, don't you have a? Now, full transparency, you have a
rash?
family tie. Now, you have a family tie to a new brewery that just opened in the Outer
I
Banks,
do.
right?
Yeah. Northern.
Family ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex P. Keaton
Yeah.
opened a brewery.
Yeah.
The beers all explode
It's
when
called
you
shake-
open them.
It's called shaken, not stirred.
We were both looking for
Digging
the
for
shake
something, yeah.
jokes. That's awful.
Y'all
Troy,
said Alex P. Keaton, and I just was thinking his sister in that show was way hotter than she ever got credit for.
Yeah.
is it Mallory? Is
Yeah.
that her name? Yeah.
No, the young one. I'm just kidding.
Oh man. Can you bring out these fucking beers, Troy? So are we gonna try?
Cosby's backstage.
I think the plan here is to have 2 of these beers, give them a taste, so we can kind of round it out and see what we got. But I don't think we're gonna do any of the pale ales.
What's the name of the company?
OBX Brewery.
Ooh.
Nope, that's not. Northern Outer Banks Brewery. Sorry, I saw a big OBX on the side of the can there.
But you didn't realize it was from the north part of that.
That's right. It's at Corolla.
Oh, it's out of Corolla.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Where in Corolla is it?
It's brand new. I haven't been there yet. I actually had my cousin send me
outta
the beer.
here.
Yeah.
Well, I will be there this summer, and I'll go in there and give him a super high five.
There you go.
If he plays his cards right and his
I
beer's
would-
good, I'll give him a Top Gun high five.
I would wait to taste these before we go start.
I'll give him a high five just because he's Troy's fucking familia.
That's true. I will give you that. But I do want to make sure that the beers are good before I just go
Yeah.
throwing around Top Gun high fives. I mean, that's those
That shit's earned.
that's those Navy fives.
Yeah.
Oh, where you go top and then back around?
Oh, you know
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Don't act like you didn't know.
All right, the first one is the Corolla. I never know how to say that.
Saison.
Saison Ale.
Saigon?
Now,
Too
that was-
soon.
That was my Uber driver bitching about Saigon. You weren't here that day,
No,
man.
I wasn't.
That story got a little twisted.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll have to I'll have to send you a link. Do you know how to get the show? Do you know how to get that?
No.
You got iTunes on your No?
Nope.
You got an Android phone? You can maybe go to Google
I do.
Music. Oh,
Yeah.
Google Music then would work just fine. Damn, dude, you just poured a hefty ass beer here. Oh, that's all foam.
Yeah, it's mostly head.
I've been lied to.
So they're not flat.
They're
From first glance, they're not flat beers. That's good.
come in 16-ounce cans. They're all they have 4 beers out right now. We're going to try the Saison and the Corolla Lager. They also have a honey pale ale and an IPA.
Which we are not going to taste today
No.
because I wanted to. This is me hedging the bets. I wanted to at least give them a fighting chance at a positive rating. Because if we could just get them to 2.5, that's a win.
Yeah. Let me have a sip of this.
I tried to just have a sip, and I just got a boatload of foam. Now I feel like I'm just going to belch, so I'm going to have to give this.
I blame the bartender.
Oh, I'm
it's
certainly
definitely my fault.
blame the bartender. He did the pour straight down the
Well, I
center
didn't
of the.
buy enough for all of us to have our own. I apologize. Well, actually, I did, but I left half of them at my house because I didn't want to give them all to you guys.
Oh, okay. I know what this beer is trying to be.
What's technically a Saison? You would know more than Ely and I would.
I mean, saisons fall.
Whatever.
They fall in that like wheat beer category, but they're not like a Hefeweizen, but they're in that ballpark. But this says it's a farmhouse style ale, which typically means it's like not as filtered, which also is kind of a Hefeweizen trick.
Yeah, Belgian style farmhouse ale.
So, and it definitely has a Belgian flavor to it. I mean, there's no two ways about that.
Yeah.
That is a very Belgian-y beer. From what I can tell, I mean, I've only had one sip that wasn't all foam, but
You're
this
welcome.
is certainly in the vein of a traditional Belgian light beer, not like a brown Belgian, but like a golden.
It's not like a white Belgian either.
No, but like a golden Belgian style ale.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of that flavor to it. What this reminds me of for those here local is a Hardywood single.
Okay. Yeah, it does
That's
have a
definitely
hint of that.
That's that style beer, and that's definitely what I'm picking up on there. So how much booze is in this?
It's 6%. I think all of their beers are 6%. And I think as of right now, they're selling them all in 4-packs, but they're 16-ounce beers.
Where'd you get them?
My other cousin was visiting her sister and her sister's husband down the Outer Banks last weekend, and I asked them to bring me some.
Nice.
So, yeah, because I don't get down there very much anymore, unfortunately.
So right now, it's probably the only way to get your hands on them to head down to
Yeah.
Outer Banks, North Outer Banks near Corolla.
Yeah, it's the website is northernobxbrewing.com, and they're out of Corolla. They're on Facebook.
Get your parents' permission before you go to that website, kids.
They are new. They are really new. They're only open certain hours,
Right.
and they're still trying to figure it all out because it's got to be a freaking debacle to try to open that. You're going there soon?
Especially with the on-off season nonsense that goes on down there.
Yeah, because that place
that's gonna
shuts
be tough.
down.
Yeah,
So they're going to have to get distribution.
for sure.
I think they are. I think
In order to stay afloat.
I heard I think they already have it,
Because right now,
but I don't know where they're distributing to yet.
there is
Probably duck.
There's Weeping Radish down there, right?
There's Weeping Radish, and then there's a Outer Banks
Brewing
station.
station?
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is cool.
And that's down. Aren't both of those down near
Yeah.
Corolla?
No,
No,
they're
no,
in
no.
OBX proper, like
Yeah,
they're in
like
Nags
Kitty Hawk,
Head, Kitty
Nags
Hawk.
Hawk.
So
Corolla,
Weeping Radish has a restaurant though where you start to go up to Corolla. There's like a break off. I think that's why I think of that.
Corolla is 45 minutes
I'm guessing
north of
north?
Yeah, of all that stuff. But which a lot of people don't make it up there. They'll make a day trip out of it or
I
something.
always that's really the only last 5 years we that's the only place we go. So I'm there all the time, which is I'll stop by there and get
Yeah.
some beers this summer.
To me, if you have kids of a certain age, it's best to stay in that Nags Head proper area. But
Well, you want to get a kite.
we went down to, we've been to Duck and had a blast. We've been down to Hatteras and had a blast. Like Waves or Danthe, like you're right by all that stuff, and all those little towns have cool stuff to do too.
Yeah, it's a very interesting conversation. We could talk about the rest of the show, but when people ask what part of Outer Banks I should go to, it's tricky. It's like part of me says, why waste all the extra time going to Corolla?
Yeah.
Duck to me is cooler. It's
Yeah,
got
Duck is
a
really
little
cool.
Small town feel. You can walk everywhere.
Yep.
It still
Corolla-
has some of that cool shit like
Yeah,
the Kitty Hawk kites
exactly.
in Duck and
Yeah.
everything.
The
So-
boardwalk.
The boardwalk, exactly. There's nothing like that in Corolla. It's basically like a fucking town with a fucking food lion and some stores.
Yeah.
But it's
So-
blowing up. I mean, every
It is when
every
they're putting the
year it's a
bridge
little
into-
different.
yeah.
So what do you think of this beer? Because this is, I'm developing an opinion
I'm going
here.
to give you mine.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I enjoy it.
All
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
Well, the Saison,
I wasn't expecting to.
that's good. All right.
Yeah. I like it a lot. It's not extra hoppy.
No, it's certainly low on the hop scale
Yeah,
for sure.
It tastes good. So I give it let's see.
This is the moment of truth.
I'd probably give it a 3.
That's good enough.
Yeah,
That's
hell
in
yeah.
there. It gets the deli. That is that's a ringer. Not bad.
Maybe 3.5.
I have-
3. Yeah, I'll go with a 3.
I was right there with Illy. Like I mean, this is my cousin's and her husband's, thing, and
Can you give an impartial review?
probably not.
In all
honestly,
honesty.
It's a 6 out of 5.
yeah, it's the best beer I've ever had.
On Earth.
It's just above Budweiser. No, I mean,
Whoa.
I'm not a microbrew guy, and we try a bunch of stuff, and I tend not to like a lot of them. But this one, I can easily drink this entire beer. Like it's not
Yeah,
over the
definitely.
top. Like, and I would definitely give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like, and I would recommend this easily. Like, that's a good beer. It's just a good microbrew.
Yeah, it reminds me more and more of the Hardywood single the more I drink it. And I use that as a reference point, not because that's the best Belgian style ale out there, but it's the one I think
It's
that's
a
most
RBA.
accessible to the
Yeah.
people that listen to the show. It's certainly got some of that going on. It's got a lot of the that banana and spice of like a traditional Hefeweizen, but a little more on the Belgian side, which is a taste that you either like or you don't like. People aren't going to be like, people who don't like Belgian beers aren't going to turn around and go, this beer's great.
Yeah.
Because it's not designed for those people. This is definitely its own thing. I think it's got a good set of flavor on it. One thing I noticed is that as I'm drinking it, the flavor profile is getting smaller, if that makes any sense. Like when I first had it, it was like pop, but I
Yeah.
also hadn't had anything to drink in a little while.
That's pretty common, though, isn't it?
It is, but I'm able to identify less as it goes on. Some people like that. It means it's more drinkable, And I think if you're going to make a beer,
I appreciate it.
Thank you. I think if you're going to make a beer in a beach town,
Yeah.
it has to be accessible. It has to be something you can drink.
Beechwood age.
Yeah.
Beechwood aged would be the only thing that would make
That's
this
the only
beer
way
better.
they can make it better.
Yeah.
Try that, guys. If you're listening. I don't know
Yeah.
if you're listening, but if you're
Yeah,
listening,
I'd
try
give
that.
this a solid 3. Easy drinking beach beer. I'd be able to have a couple pints of this at the bar, and then, I mean, anything overly flavorful over time, I probably have to
Yeah.
go back down to a Budweiser. See that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I'd give it a 3.
I mean, we wouldn't take that away from you, Brendan. We're not saying you can't drink Budweiser anymore. You're obviously committed to Budweiser.
All right, now I want
That
to
tattoo
try.
is going to be awesome when you get it.
Let's try this thing right here.
This is the Kerala Lager.
Good pop on it. I'll give it that. So what kind of, does it have any tasting notes in there? Oh, God. Did you see how dark that came out?
Yeah.
Oh, no, now it's lighter.
It says light and beautifully smooth, cold-aged, moderately hopped Pilsner.
Amber is the color of your energy.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's see what this thing's got going. Oh, I see you foamed it up again. That's
I'm just pouring it as best I
a
can.
tasty treat. All right, I'm looking forward to trying this because the description alone, the fact that they called it a moderately hopped Pilsner, means they're probably trying to add a little hop profile to it without going over the top. I don't smell much of a hop profile. There's a light one there. Give this a shot right here.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow. I really like this one. Just to me, because Zealy and I just like, the less hops to me, the better.
Yeah, I
just
agree,
tends
for
to be
sure.
how I go. And this is just a straight up beer.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very drinkable beer. And I
Very
could,
Killian's
Yeah.
Yanglingy.
That's exactly it. It's more Killian's than anything, I
Yeah.
think. It's got a slight hop bite on the front.
on the front. It's all on the front. It all,
But it's a malty
clean.
beer.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know what? That's why it was a little bit darker when it came out, because it is malty.
The taste does not linger, and I enjoy that.
Yes. I'm with you. I give it a 3. I give the Kerala Lager a 3.5. Maybe even a 4. Somewhere in between there.
I get on board with the 3.5 for that
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah, this is better than the Saison.
Yeah, I would say.
Like, if you look at them.
Did we just have 2 beers in a row win delis? That's pretty rare.
Pretty good, because, I mean, I'm going 3.5 with that also.
Yeah.
We cheated because we did take out the 2 pale ales.
Why? You guys had those?
I tasted the Pale Ale,
Yeah.
and I knew immediately you were not going to be a fan.
Yeah.
So I
I've-
said,
I've had the-
Troy, let's just fuck with the system a little
Yeah.
and put in the other 2. But we hadn't had these, so these
Yeah, we
are-
hadn't had the. I've had the honey pale ale, and I did like that one. And I don't know if you would. I have one here. We can try it later.
I tried the IPA, the true IPA.
Yeah.
And I just knew immediately there was no chance you were going to like it.
Yeah.
So I just was like, let's just move that to the side. But as everybody knows, you're not a hop guy.
Can't stand them.
So I wanted to at least give them a fighting chance. But this beer right here, that's the one. I don't think there's any two ways about it. If I walked in there, this would be the first pint I would order.
Yeah, I think
This is the lager.
That's the Kerala Lager. I think that's going to be their flagship beer right
Staple.
there. Yeah,
It's got a hint of hops, so people who like hops are going to like it. It's got a light enough profile, though, that a guy like Ely gives it a 3.5.
yeah, and you can sit on the. You can imagine sitting on the beach and
For
crushing
sure.
a couple of these.
That's their flagship to me right
Yeah.
now of what I've had.
I agree.
Well done.
Nice work.
Well, that gives
Well,
us
thank you,
somewhere
Mike
to
and Kathleen, and
that
thank
gives
you,
us
Meg,
somewhere
for
to
bringing
seek
it
out.
up here.
Northern OBX or Northern Outer Banks.
Northern Outer Banks Brewing Company.
That's awesome.
Now, if someone goes in there and says, "I heard it on Inside the Pallet House," will they get 10% off their order?
I'd like to think so. Try that.
Yeah. Hit us up on the Facebook
Yeah.
page. Let us
Let us know
if
how it
worked out.
goes, yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe we should push for that. We're not asking for anything in return. We're just asking for 10% off for
Yeah, we can.
the occasional drunk that staggers in.
I could reach out. First, I've got to know if they listen. Hit me up if you listen.
Actually, just
There you go.
let this be the inquiry.
Yeah.
Because if they don't listen, then yeah,
Then maybe not.
then maybe we'll review the pale ale. Let Ely go. No, I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
It's very hoppy.
But I got to think a lot of people take my nose as yes, they will like it.
I would if I was
Right?
into the pale ale. That I would definitely.
I think the only time that goes down is if Troy and I are like, oh, that's really good, and you pan it, then they're like, okay, then at least it wasn't like this awful
Yeah.
beer. It was just a
Yeah.
hop problem.
Something exactly.
Yeah. But I think most people know across the board that if you like it, it's a very accessible and flavorful beer in all the right ways.
But Ely's grown so much with his beer tasting. Now he's like, I can see where others might like it.
Exactly.
Which that
He's
was
dead on.
That was not in his lexicon
No.
when we started this.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Get
This
the
is
fuck away
garbage.
from me.
Yeah. Flipping
Throwing
tables.
it against the wall. Right.
it is funny how you've changed over the last couple of years. Oh, and I was thinking about something. Do you know that right now is basically our anniversary?
Oh yeah. What are we? Mid-April. Yeah.
Like this is it. This
3
is
years.
So is
Nice.
this? Have we been doing it for 3 years?
Yes.
Yes.
So three
3
solid-
entire years.
That's crazy.
That
I was
is
thinking about it.
crazy.
I was standing out here by myself because that
And we threw a
happens.
party our first year.
A rager.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and then we got around to year 2. So this is. So are we entering into year 3, or are we
We're
just
entering
we just
into year
end?
4.
entering year 4.
So we just
So we have
celebrated
around
3 years.
150 episodes.
That's
Because we don't
insane.
miss weeks.
No, and next week we're gonna miss as a celebration. I am waiting
Well,
for like.
congrats, man. I need a little.
Yeah,
a
no,
little
like
celebration horn,
I was
man.
pretty psyched. I was
That's
thinking
proud.
about it right before we went on the air. Before you guys got here, I was like, "Oh my god, we're mid-April. We did it.
That's crazy.
We knocked out 3 years of podcasting out here. I mean, it's a lot of shit that I've had to say into a mic.
A lot of hours.
You know, like I don't know if I've said anything, but some people are like, "Hey, I learned something today."
It's got to be around 250 hours worth of talking. 200 to 250 hours.
Yep.
That's pretty insane.
God, you people are lucky.
Have you ever missed an episode, Troy? Yes. We had the Troy Free episode.
yeah,
right?
that was hugely popular for some reason. Confused.
But that was
Crazy.
only like one episode.
I missed a couple episodes early on. You did the one at the beach bar down there. I wasn't there. You've done a few
We did
away
one on a
ones.
golf trip.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've realized I've never had a week off.
No.
That's exhausting for the amount of money
Yeah.
I get paid to do this.
You never will have a week off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Get comfortable in that spot.
Well, because next week I am gone, so like I need to find a time
So,
to do this.
spoiler alert, if we could do it without you, it probably would already be getting done without you.
For sure.
All right, I know what I want to talk about after the episode. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna
No, hell no, dude. Why would we do it without you? Come on. You're producing and you are what drives the ship. We get over here, we sit over here and crack wise.
That's it.
While you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
So
you steer this thing. We try to knock it off course.
But
We watch you.
That's a fucking fact.
I know it is.
sometimes. I
We're-
watch
we
you guys
watch
sometimes just
you.
derail me.
Yeah.
Illy and I are in the back of the seat, jumping up and down in
Yeah.
the back of the station wagon.
We're punching you while you're driving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Dude, we've been doing this 3 years. You haven't figured this out yet?
Right.
I didn't know you guys knew that. I didn't know you guys were aware
Of
of
course. We love it.
Yeah.
We're brothers.
Yeah, that's why we're signed on.
That's right.
Oh,
We
that,
love picking on Dad.
that kills me.
He's so lame, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Didn't realize you guys were self-aware. I just thought it's in their nature. They're cocks.
Don't let it go. Don't let it be bothering you.
Yeah, don't. They can't change their ways. Oh, that's very interesting.
This is going great.
See, I couldn't do that.
It's good pod, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you could do that. You
I
could
couldn't
do,
push that button.
You
Oh,
could,
I could do that.
yes, we should let you produce.
Yeah.
Actually, you've shown some interest in it. You've learned some things. So,
I just got some funny ass drops.
what? You're pulling drops now?
No. I'm just saying. I'm the movie guy.
Gotcha.
If I were producing, I would push the drop board. Like there would
Yeah,
be,
for
I
sure.
would be interrupting our funny talks with
Yeah.
all the drops. I would
The
be
problem is, we have so many drops that haven't been put in the board.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm sure.
So many that Jason, like, I'll be like, hey, get that drop. Or you guys say, hey, get that drop. He gets those drops.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He sends them in. I'm just so stretched thin that I'm like, oh, those will never see the board.
We need an actual
Ever.
drop board.
Yeah, I've thought about investing more money. Now that we're at 3 years, I got to believe we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all
10
those
more
che-
dollars, maybe.
All those checks we bring in.
I heard you guys
When
are
do those
getting.
get?
Heard you guys were. Oh, so it's just him that's getting paid.
Apparently.
Yeah, if you could just make the Troys out to the checks out to Troy, make the
Troys
Troys out
out.
to check.
Yeah.
Well, you
That's
know, I'm laying in that pile of money.
There's another drop producing. Top notch.
A good producer would have. Hold on, let him catch up.
It's weird. It's weird podcasting as I lay in this pile of money.
There we go.
It's that hard.
It's so quick, so sharp.
I would get fired as a producer. There is no two ways about that, unfortunately.
But you can't hear since we're in your house.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
got that going for you.
So I see you got a cookout cup with you.
I do.
So I still have not tried cookout, and I know that.
Are you kidding me?
Why are you disabled?
All right, now you're fired.
All right.
I take it all
I know-
back.
Oh, here
You
we
look,
suck.
look. I get that it's 40 minutes away. Wait,
Hold on. Yeah,
it's fucking 2 minutes down the street.
you have to drive past cookouts now if you go anywhere. Not just the one here. There's other ones.
I just haven't made it. I'll make a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
So-
That's right. You don't travel much for work. I forget.
Oh my god. I'll be
Fuck, dude.
I'll be in Charlotte tomorrow. I think they have some of the best cookouts.
You're going to drive past 4,800 of them.
Oh, and you forget his hobby is driving his other two vehicles around.
That's right. Where should I go today? I know you've had that thought in your brain over the past month. Where should I drive to today?
I woke up.
He goes out for lunch every day.
Yeah.
I woke up Saturday morning and drove for no purpose other than to drive the Miata for an hour and 15 minutes.
Nice.
Because there was a window where my wife was doing some shit, then she was home, and then like nothing else had to
meet your
happen.
boyfriend.
And I was wait, what?
Huh?
That window.
What?
He,
Yeah,
had-
the
he
window.
had- he
Yeah.
was only free for an hour, you said?
And I just
Yeah.
went driving around in the country for no reason. And
Gotcha.
I
Didn't go to a cookout.
no, because I try not to eat like fast food during the
I
week.
gotcha.
So I literally have 2 days where I'm off the wagon, and it's like it's hard to fit in.
I'm
all
not
the
exaggerating
shit.
when I'm saying that it is the best value meal that's out there. It's probably one of the. I would put that milkshake up against anybody else's milkshake.
And it's probably the best fast food burger out
Yeah.
there.
Well,
And
so-
I was gonna say, and the food's delicious. Like,
Yeah.
I always get a chicken sandwich. They're all delicious.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's better than Five Guys.
Five Guys isn't fast
yeah.
food.
Oh,
for
that's
one.
right. I fucking used to listen to this show. I forgot where you guys stand.
Five Guys-
Jeez, of crow.
Here's how I'll put it to you. You ever eaten a Five Guys burger, and it's one of those burgers like Fuddruckers where you're like, I can't make this at home.
yeah.
The fucking one you get at Cookout is like the dopest one that you could ever make at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so regardless of where it falls in the hierarchy of restaurants, it's not better than Five Guys.
Five Guys gives you more meat.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a.
But it's
a
better
different-
than you have an In-N-Out burger? You ever
It's
had it?
better than any other fast food burger I've ever had.
So I went to this place this past weekend because I did want to try it, where Sugar Shack Donuts, which our DC listeners have Sugar Shack Donuts up there. We got Sugar Shack here. In fact, Sugar Shack is growing
Dude, they're
everywhere.
everywhere.
Which is shocking
man.
to me.
I don't get it.
ridiculous
I don't
rate.
get it.
It's the fucking bobo-ass donuts.
It's
Yep.
the best donut, but we don't agree on this. We've discussed it. So you guys think
I could
it's
swap
not-
out a Wawa fucking donut. You would have no clue.
Oh, now you're pushing it.
What's awesome? It's got gummy bears on it. What the fuck's so cool about it?
Nah, there's something about the way the dough is.
It's the same as a fucking Wawa or 7-Eleven donut.
This is not the argument I'm here to have. You're crazy.
No, I'm not.
But I know you stand on that side of that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
for
you
sure.
you fully stand over there, and that's fine.
I can't believe it's called Sugar Shack, and in today's world, everybody's like, "I love going to Sugar
Yeah,
Shack." Like,
right.
we
Yeah.
can't. I mean, you literally like. I would think that's the worst name you could possibly come up
You
with.
would think.
It's like a drug dealer calling his place the fentanyl hut.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a bad thing. Like, we
Yeah.
don't want fentanyl. But the Sugar Shack over here just decided to expand and build something called Luther Burger.
Okay.
And Luther Burger,
Which in
Mr.
the-
Luthor.
I think
Lex
it's a
Luthor.
So apparently there's logic behind that.
Ooh.
But what Luther Burger is, it's a little tiny extension. And when I mean little,
Oh, it's
10 feet total.
it might be 1/4 of the width
Size
of
of the
that
donut
building.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a counter. You go up to the counter, you order your burger.
They don't
and then
really have a menu.
That's awesome.
The menu is basically like the In-N-Out menu.
right.
It's like, I'd like a burger, I'd like a double burger, I'd like a triple burger. And they don't even call that out.
Yeah.
But I was like, could I double that? They're like, of course, double, quadruple. I was like, oh, well, let's start with double.
Yeah. you might want to write that on a wall somewhere.
No shit.
Yeah.
What they really hone in on is all the ways you can do your fries. They're like Old Bay fries, like
Ooh, I like that.
crazy
Cajun fries,
carne asada fries.
What?
It's like
Parmesan-
fajita spice. I was like,
Parmesan cheese fries.
Oh,
garlic
man.
Parmesan fries.
That's
They
what
got
it was.
all that
Basically,
shit.
it's fries with rub
Yeah.
sprinkled
yeah.
all over it.
And then they've got this.
Kind of like what was that fucking wrap place? Great Wraps back in
Great Wraps used to have
Yes.
fantastic
the
fries.
sauces. They
Yeah.
had all kinds of powder shit you put on there.
So, and they do have a dope ass sauce at Luther Burger. It's like some kind of aioli they just serve with their fries as their fry sauce.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
no, they
decided-
have a burger sauce. And I was like, what's the burger sauce? They were
ketchup
like,
and
it's
mayonnaise.
ketchup and mayonnaise. I was like,
Nice.
okay, just making sure we're on the same page. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
doing some weird
Because
shit.
you know what? I want just ketchup and mayonnaise.
Yes, that's
So when I asked the same question and they said it, and I go, good secret. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I went and tried the burger.
like if I go to Wendy's, I'll order burger with ketchup and mayonnaise. Like that's what I would like on
Their
a
burgers
burger.
only come with ketchup and mayonnaise.
But
They
I
They
don't.
don't put mustard on burgers at Wendy's.
But I don't want onions,
Oh, I got you.
lettuce,
Yeah, yeah,
tomato in it. Like I want ketchup and mayonnaise
I'm with you.
and cheese. I hate when I. Oh, that pisses me off. You're like, I want a cheeseburger with ketchup and mayonnaise. They're like, I say, I want a cheeseburger with nothing but ketchup and mayonnaise. Do you want cheese on it? I said I want a cheeseburger
Right.
with nothing but ketchup and
Yeah.
mayonnaise.
no shit. There's like when you go, I'll take a steak and cheese. Do you want cheese? No.
No.
I want chicken and no cheese. What the
Right.
fuck did I miss
Have you ever
here?
eaten a hamburger where you had control over whether it had cheese or not and you didn't eat cheese?
No.
No.
Why would I? No.
I get offended when I'm on the grill and I'm like, I always ask, I'm like, who wants hamburgers? And someone says yes. I'm like, what is wrong with
Right.
you?
Is your 4-year-old with you?
Yeah,
Other
just-
than that, what's your
Even
excuse?
kids eat cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
I've had to. My youngest kid doesn't want
Either does mine.
cheese on there,
Yeah.
and I
Really?
still keep asking.
I'm surprised.
And
Oh,
about
I
a-
give him shit. I'm like, you're going to get older. I'm going to tell you didn't want it. And You're
Yeah.
going to fucking laugh.
yeah.
About a month ago, mine grew up.
Really?
Yeah, she's only 7, and she was like, "No, make it a cheeseburger."
Yeah.
like she must have gotten a bite off of someone's and goes, "What the fuck was
Have I
I
been
thinking?"
doing?
Yeah.
Right.
But this Luther burger, I was pretty impressed. I'm not going to say it's the most amazing thing in the
Oh,
world.
really?
But it was certainly like I thought the meat might have been better than Five Guys, but I don't know why it wasn't better than Five. Like in my mind, I was like Five Guys and this are in the same ballpark.
I went there. The wife
was
and I
your
went
thought?
there. It was a great burger, great fries, and a great value. Like
Really?
yeah,
we
$5
both ate there.
burgers.
We both ate there
So
for under $15.
Nice.
It was like 14.
and they got
change.
milkshakes coming out their ass. Everything.
We
from-
didn't get milkshakes.
Was
we
it
just
better than a cookout burger
um,
or a Wendy's burger?
better than Wendy's all day.
Really?
Yeah. So their trick is they're making smash burgers, which you smash it down.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a way of cooking that it browns it more, so you
Yeah.
get that kind of crunchy, and that's the shit that causes cancer. That tastes so good.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It
just
was like a Wendy's and a cookout, but it was kind of like that burger, but it was.
yeah, it's a fast food burger
What
in
kind
a
of
lot
bun are we
of
working
respects.
with here? Just a
Dope
regular-
ass bun.
Really?
Yes, I liked the bun, and I know you're a bun guy because that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
you like Fuddruckers.
Right.
It was a good ass bun, but what I thought was really interesting there is you could order the burger as a Luther burger, which apparently goes back to a night where like Luther Vandross was
Oh, is that where the name's from?
he was making burgers, and then he realized he didn't have any buns, but what he did have was a box of donuts.
I don't believe this.
So he would take the donuts, he would put the burger in between 2 donuts, and then cook them up. And then that was the burger. So you can go there, and that's why Sugar Shack got into the burger game.
Because they were already doing donuts.
Yes. So
But this has been around. I've seen that before.
I've had a donut burger in the
Or
past.
Krispy Kreme ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not try their Luther burger because I wanted to know, like, what the hell am I dealing
Yeah,
with?
yeah.
The fact, though, that there is a place now that is specializing 2 donuts, a full donut, not a donut cut in half, full donut, burger in it, and then heated. Wow. I mean, that's some decadent shit.
What was
Yeah.
your so when you had the one not at Luther Burger, but when you had the donut burger somewhere else? How was that? Because I don't know if I'd ever want to do that.
It was awesome, right? Like when I bit in, I was like, "This is great," and I was like, "I don't know that I ever want to do this again." Was
Yeah.
kind of the reaction because it was so over the top.
yeah,
The sweetness.
Well, the sweetness was good. The whole thing was good, but I was just like, I couldn't
They like
wrap my head
panini
around.
grill the whole thing.
That's what they say. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like you're basically getting back to like straight out of the oven Krispy Kreme style on a burger, sticky.
Seared.
Yes.
Interesting.
I mean, that's amazing.
And actually, in the Luther Burger upgrade is only $1.
$1 for 2 donuts?
Yeah.
Which actually makes sense because donuts are only like $1 and they're giving you a good deal.
Not
on
there.
Like
Donuts are like $2-3.
Ordered
or
$1 for my
silly.
daughter. It was $1.35 with tax.
Just a plain donut.
Some M&Ms and all kinds of crazy shit.
No, it's more than that.
Apparently,
gotta be more
that
than
was
that.
a house donut.
okay.
They have specialty donuts house. That was like a house
The
donut.
few times I've been there and I've gotten stuff, I usually don't get anything there because I'm with the Illy. I think it's kind of overrated. I'll get like the cake, old-fashioned blueberry donut, and that thing is
that
pretty
one's
good.
Maybe
and
the
it's
best
like
donut they
$2.50.
have, and it's the only one that doesn't have
Did
the
you
same
just say
style.
that the cake donut that they have is the best one they have?
No,
That's what you
maybe the Samoa donut's the best one they have, and that is. I was trying to go along with the
Yeah, that's
story.
what you were
No,
doing.
you want to get technical. The Samoa donut's the best. Then I like that blueberry though, which is a
That's
different
because
style.
they don't make that Samoa as a cake. That's why you're saying that.
No, it's just something about that Samoa, man. So
Cake donuts are the best.
They are.
And if you're gonna do a glazed donut, then Krispy Kreme is where that's at.
For sure.
That's an amazing donut.
And it's like 66 cents or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like it's cheaper than shit.
I was up in Bodo's Bagels down in Charlottesville. Bagels 35 cents in that bitch.
That's crazy.
That's
Bagels are 35.
35 cents, yeah. I was looking at it and I
That
was
is
like,
crazy.
35-cent bagels. Like if I was homeless, I'd be fat as shit.
I
Yeah.
feel like you bought them from the homeless guy in the back.
Maybe that's why they were 35 cents.
Yeah.
Yesterday's bagels. Yesterday's bagels.
You gotta stand out front just hawking 35 cent
Exactly.
bagels.
They're closed in there. What do you need?
I got you covered.
Thank you, sir.
I got these sour cream packets or cream cheese packets.
Dude, I love a blueberry bagel with some cream cheese on it.
I would eat a bagel and cream cheese every day.
Dude, my wife got me
It
one
is about
years ago
as good as it gets.
an everything bagel toasted with cream cheese and bacon on it.
Oh, that's next level.
Dude, it is like when she first told me, I was like, that's not good. And then like I tried it and I was like, oh, that's the greatest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Right.
Somebody found a Budweiser in a bottle.
Look at that.
He can't
It's
twist
so
it off.
old.
He can't twist it off.
I got it. Just a king of beers, guys. What do you guys drink?
Nothing.
Oh, my God, that's smooth.
Does it? It has to be toasted, right? Why would you? I mean, I eat subs toasted. I like my bread toasted. I like my bagels toasted. I feel like if you're not toasting it, it's not right. Toast everything's
On a
better
bagel?
toasted.
Everything.
Yeah.
The amount of times I can count on my hand where someone said, "Do you want that toasted?" and I said no. I cannot think of
If
that.
I make a peanut butter and jelly, I toast my bread and
Yeah.
then make the peanut butter and jelly.
Right. Or microwave it sometimes, depending on how I feel.
Especially when peanut butter's involved, because when it
Yeah, a little
gets
gooiness.
warm and
Well,
thins
sa-
out.
same with
shit.
toasted. Same
Next
with
level.
toasted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the great thing about toasting is it upgrades your bread.
It for sure.
Like if you bought a cheap loaf of bread or it might be getting a little old, you toast it back to being good.
and if you
again.
become a real connoisseur, there's different levels of toasting.
Oh, yeah.
where you,
Absolutely.
just barely do the brown, so it still
That's
is
the key.
retaining the
Yeah.
bread,
That's the
but
key.
it's oh my god.
Yeah, you just want there to be a hint of crisp.
Yeah.
Not a full crisp.
well,
not a
some days
crunch.
you wake up, you want a little bit more crisp.
Well, it depends how much butter I
Fucking
have.
Amazing.
If
Yeah,
I have
no.
a lot of butter, I want a full crisp.
It also
but I'm
depends on
like-
how cold your butter is.
Good point.
Yeah.
You know what's next level is when you're making like toast in the morning, you butter it and then jam it.
And, I mean, how else do you do it?
I've for years as a child I would just put jam on it.
Oh, really?
I only,
No.
I only butter and jam. On
I was
special
raised
occasions.
that my granny, I think since I can remember being alive, she ate 2 slices of white bread with butter then jelly on top her whole life for breakfast.
I mean that's
It's
amazing.
fucking the butter dials it up so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Damn, your granny was killing it in the Great Depression. She's
She
like
was.
butter
Yeah.
and jam.
Yeah.
Not just having bread.
Exactly.
But shit.
She's not falutin', she's highfalutin.
For sure.
She's not falutin'. She's highfalutin.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I love that. Dude, speaking of the opposite of highfalutin,
Yeah.
Had a-
Low-falutin.
low-falutin, low-falutin motherfucker. Don't you dare talk shit about me. You are a bud man. You remember what you are deep
Yeah.
down inside.
Right.
man.
In my loins.
In my loins.
Deep down in my plums.
Yeah.
No, so I had one of these. You know how like you get
Syphilis.
Agent Orange. My Agent Orange started acting up.
No, so like you know
That's
how
an
like
underrated military
It
movie.
is so much.
Oh,
Fucking
I
major
was
pain.
I was out this
come to Richmond or Virginia.
Chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it.
Your little bloody nubs are kicking back and forth.
Yeah, let me show you a little trick. Have you taken mine off that hurt thumb?
Sorry, Brendan.
No, you're not, because you guys admitted what you do, and now I'm
Yeah.
watching it with a
We
newfound
We
respect.
just conveniently pulled the car into the next lane.
No, I just
Bring it
saw
back, Brendan. Bring it back. Go ahead.
because I tried it with.
We'll be
one,
good this time.
I tried one intro, I backed up.
Yeah.
I tried a different intro, I backed up. Now I just
No, go with it.
You pained.
So guys,
Someone declared war. But whatchamacallit, old girl, Fresh Prince girl was up in there.
Oh, yeah,
She's
Hillary.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hillary.
she is hot. I'm willing to
Yeah.
go down this road.
There you are. Right. Oh, you're right. We should take this road. This
Now
is
he-
a shortcut.
Now he's not pulling against us. He's like, you guys are right.
Yeah, that's right. It's where we wanted to turn.
Yeah, no. As soon as I start talking about it, be like, I don't know who she is. What? Didn't you
Yeah,
have a story or
That's
something?
it.
you wanted-
Yeah. What were you talking about? Your Budweiser ilk?
This Budweiser tastes fantastic.
Yeah.
Beachwood aged. I was. You know what? I think I'm going to let the guys win this round. That story is going to have to be continued next week when this episode continues on Inside the Pallet House. If you haven't had a chance to rate us on iTunes or wherever it is you're getting your podcast, please do so. We like the 5-star kind. If you haven't had a chance to reach out to us at ITPH Podcast on Instagram or Twitter, now's a great time to do it. Or you can always reach out to us on the Facebook page. We'd love to hear what you're talking about. And this weekend, why not Cincinnati swap somebody? Grab their phone, sign them up for the show. This way you'll have something to talk about with your friends. Or at least they'll know what you're talking about every week. As always, thanks so much for tuning into the show. We certainly appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.